Hello and welcome to the Pharma R&D Manager game. The Pharma R&D Manager game is an educational business and management simulation. So the players will immerse themselves in the dynamic management world of pharmaceutical research and development, navigating the challenging journey from initial discovery through clinical development to final regulatory approval. So let's start the game with the start screen. And here you can start a new game, you can save a game, you can load a game, and you can decide if you want to start with a startup company, small biotech or mid-sized pharma, if you want to be a beginner, advanced or expert level. So we will start with the beginner level. And if you have any questions or want to learn more about clinical development or overall the drug development process, you can just click on Learn Online. Then our website, pharma-game.com is starting. And there you can have a lot of video and educational material that you can look at to learn more about this game and how to master this game. So let's start, and we will just start with as a small biotech in the beginner mode.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, and here you have your office. You have the different departments. You have drug safety. You have business development. You have human resources. You have finance, and you have your main research departments: discovery and research, clinical development, and regulatory and commercial. So let's go first to business development. There's a preclinical compound offered by Birdsong Biologics for 11 million, which is quite cheap. But to be honest, preclinical is not so far advanced. So we will ignore this and go back. We will take first a look at human resources. And here you see your complete org chart of your company. Discovery and research, clinical development, regulatory and commercial, and the different departments. So let's go into the first function, drug discovery and design, with Diego Vargas, headed by Diego Vargas. You can look at the business model setup. It's currently in-house. It has an up-to-date IT landscape. Well, let's go for a first-in-class IT landscape. And here you always see the skills of the leader of the department, how motivational he is, how entrepreneurial, what kind of expertise he has on the drug discovery and design topic, how toxic this person is, how pragmatic, and what kind of skills in the people development area he or she has. And at the beginning, when you start working with them, you only see ranges or nothing or whatever, and only quarter after quarter you learn more about these people, as in real life, because in real life, for example, maybe you find out maybe after 1 year or later that this person has quite a toxic personality, etc. And you see here for all the departments the key KPIs, and for drug and discovery and design, this is a drug candidate quality, which is quite here in this yellow area, so not yet best in class. And of course, you need to go for best in class to be much more effective with your department in the future. So let's go back. So let's take a look at Gabi Wolfenberger. She heads preclinical research. She is currently outsourced. I will change this to in-house. And I will also go for first-in-class IT landscape. Then clinical operation, Marcy McCarthy. It's outsourced currently, and I think outsourced is quite good for a small biotech company, because why having all these SOPs and whatever in place, detailed systems in place, I think outsource is much better from this size and the number of projects you have. But of course, you could also go with in-house. There's advantages on both sides. But outdated IT landscape is not good, so we go for a first-in-class IT landscape. Biostatistics, let's go for first-in-class IT. clinical data management, first-in-class IT. And here in clinical data management, you see that this function is already best in class. For the cycle times, for medical, it's outdated. We go also for first-in-class. So, okay. Then I will take a look at discovery and research. Here you see the different projects you have. They're all financed. This is green. This one looks not optimal addressing the target, but toxicity is fine for everything and the manufacturing also. And if you want to sell one of these projects, for example, you can just click here if you want to sell. But for the time being, I'm not interested in selling. If you want to learn more about the project, just click on it and you see here an overview with all the details and also the probabilities and timelines estimated from project and portfolio management. How long this will take for the different development phases and what are the success probabilities. You also see an risk-adjusted NPV, peak sales, patent expires, etc., and your phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 program that is planned. The current project costs, and here you can put the project on hold or terminate the project if you want. If you want to learn more, for example, you don't know what is an NPV, let's just click on question mark and click here, and then you get an explanation on what the NPV is, even with a formula. So, clinical development, everything's fine, everything is financed, and regular and commercial, the pipeline is empty because we don't have any product in submission, and we don't have any product currently on the market. Hopefully soon. And on top, you always see a summary on your financials, your cash position, what the planned money, so the money that is already allocated to projects, and your debt, and your total, and the share price, and the pipeline value, which summarizes, so to speak, the value of all your development projects or research projects, plus the worth of the project that is currently on the market. Okay, let's go to finance. And in finance, you see a profit and loss account with the revenue, sales, licenses, other income, and the expensive cost of sales, licenses, the R&D project costs, financing, etc. So currently you're making still a loss. You can here reduce or increase your debts and interest. You see your share price over the last 12 months, and you can buy your own shares and sell them. And you have a look at the pipeline value. Okay, and clicking on score, you see your score, which is currently 0, which maybe changes soon. And if you want, you can always make a snippet or whatever and post this on LinkedIn, for example, to show your score. Okay, so we did all the adjustments yet. I will take a short look at drug safety. This looks good. Everything is fine. If you want here explanations on the types of adverse events that are existing, just click on the question mark, click here, here, and you get always explanations. Okay, so I adjusted everything now for this round, and then I will click on next quarter to start the next game round. And now I'm in my mail client and I see already Everotux. Oh, do you remember? The target was not so good. An email from Diego Vargas. Unfortunately, Everotux failed in discovery phase. We were unable to attain high affinity and specificity to the molecular targets. Therefore, we put the project status to terminated. Okay, next. And financial update, the interest rates have changed to 4.8% from our CFO, Nigel Scrooge. Next. And good news, we have a new project in our discovery pipeline, Biotech. Okay, so as we have a new project in the discovery pipeline, let's take a look. Here it is, and we just finance it by clicking on these buttons, on these faces, and you see here Biotech terminated because we received the email, and because life is hard in drug development, and you will see that lots of projects will be terminated. I will just click here on the Show Terminated Project button to get rid of these terminated projects, to focus really on the ones that are still running. Clinical development, everything looks fine. I can take, for example, a look at Cataminor, one of our projects. Yeah, still 1 year to go to have a decision if it's going to phase 3. Okay, as we go back, regulatory and commercial, pipeline is still empty, so we don't have to take a look at this currently also for the next rounds. Let's take a look at human resources. Everything looks well. Finance, we are a little bit higher expensive. You remember that we changed most of the departments for best in class or IT environment. So this is of course much more expensive. And let's get to business development. And we see here phase 2 for $4 billion. With our financials, we can't afford this. So I would say let's go to the next year. Next quarter, sorry. Oh, another Philtopia map failed in preclinical phase. Project is terminated. Unfortunately, Inopazole also failed in discovery phase, is terminated. Oh, Everaxy, so INN-004, successfully passed discovery phase. Decision needed to move to preclinical development. Let's keep this in mind. And okay, the interest rates went down a little bit. Okay. So let's go to discovery and research, and here we have a decision point. So we can go from discovery to preclinical. Decision is needed, so we click here, move to preclinical phase. Now we have this in this phase. And clinical development, everything looks still strong. Let's take a look at business development if there's a new compound that is interesting. Oh, phase 3, 3-point-something billion. Not for us, we are a small biotech company. Okay, human resources. So medical looks a little bit, so the engagement is only at 61%. But Peter Stein is quite a motivational leader, what we found out until now. Yeah, let's see how this will continue. Let's go to the next quarter. Biotech successfully passed discovery phase, so we can another candidate for preclinical development. In Polycotan, failed in clinical phase 1. That's not good. And we have an update from HR. There have been several complaints regarding the leadership style of Peter Stein, head of medical. Latest engagement score in this department is 61%. So is this a one-time thing or something that was really a problem or whatever? Let's think about this. Okay. And with this, I will go to discovery and research. Decision is needed. We will move this to preclinical. Clinical still looks good. Okay, let's go to take a look at business development. There's a clinical phase 1 compound, OPX, in oncology and ADC. Offer from 3 Moon Pharma Research. Initial ask is $265 million. So let's enter the bidding process. We have enough money, I think. So let's see. Come up with. Okay, here you see these question marks. So, like in the due diligence, you will only see from time to time more information about the compound, and this is always when this bidding timer reaches a stop. So Gisel Bio is offering 239 million. So let's offer also something. 241. No, Crazy Farm is going up. I will offer a little bit more. Peak sales is estimated at 1.4 billion. So currently we would be the winner. And here you see the ask and the contractual details. So we need to pay an upfront payment if we win of 10%. With a successful phase 2, we will have to pay 40% of the amount, and successful phase 3, 50% of the amount, and later on, 3 Moon Pharma will get 8% royalties of the sales of the products. Oh, Gisel Bio is the highest bidder. We go up. And now we are together with Crazy Farm, the highest bidder, until the end, and 3 Moon will decide if we get it or Crazy Farm. So let's keep the fingers crossed that we win. Yes! And so we bought it and we add it to our portfolio. Okay. So let's go for clinical development, and we see here we have this oncology with a really small amount of phase 1 costs still left, so we can finance this. I will buy some of my shares because we now have a nice phase 1 project in place. Oh. So maybe at a later point in time I can sell some of my shares to finance this. Safety still looks good. Human resources, 60% engagement is going down and down with medical, so I will replace Peter Stein, I would say. I will replace him, and he is really a toxic guy. Look at this. So we have Cindy Laurent. We have a robot to replace him. We have Ken Kamal that we can hire. We have somebody from the Netherlands, Omar Nasser, and Nadine Meng. Yeah, difficult. Yeah, I will go for Cindy Laurent. Let's see if this will work. Okay. Okay, with this I will go to the next quarter, I would say. So Biotech successfully passed a testing in phase 1. Decision needed to move to phase 2. That's great. And just the interest rates are going down. So maybe we should have some more debt. I don't know. Let's see. So in clinical development, one decision has to be made. Let's go for clinical development. Decision needed, move to clinical phase 2, and let's finance it, but we don't have enough money, so there's now the time to increase our debt. Go in there and finance this phase 2. In discovery and research, nothing happened. Let's take a look for business development. 1.2 million for phase 2, but I'm not sure if we are there yet to finance these kind of things. But nice development of our share price to $63. Let's go for next quarter. Cataminor successfully completed phase 2. Decision needed to move to phase 3. This is really great news. And the results met all primary endpoints, demonstrating promising efficacy and safety profiles in line with our expectations. Medics and biostatistics recommend advancing the project to phase 3 clinical trials. Great. So, and another good news, Herositan successfully passed phase 2, decision need to move to phase 2. Wow. The trial results were in line with our safety and dosing predictions. Great news. So we have 2 more projects that we can move. And we need 190 million and 40 million to finance this. So should we increase our debt? I would say let's increase our debt. Because I guess when we have something in phase 3, maybe the share price will rise. And we are currently at 70%. So let's see if we can finance this. Okay, let's go into business development. And here the company Slow Therapeutics are offering Gedugo, a dermatology drug. Clinical phase 2, 232 million, which is maybe a bargain. Let's see. Let's enter the bidding process. Let's see what the other companies are doing. So Crazy Farm and Gargantofarm are our competitors. If you want to speed up the bidding timer, you just click here and you can make it a little bit faster. Let's see. So let's bid 227 million. It's a smaller drug, it's $600 million only for peak sales, so maybe this is the reason why it's quite cheap. And I think again we are both at the top. Crazy Farm and we. Let's see. Target looks good, toxicity looks good. And what about the success to probability? One moment. That's 21%. Yeah. Let's see are the realities of drug development. So, and we didn't get it. Unfortunately, Slow Therapeutic gave it to Crazy Farm. What a shame. Okay, let's go for the next quarter. Imaraxi failed in preclinical phase, project is terminated. Aotux failed in preclinical phase, project terminated. Oh. Dikisulfone failed in phase 1, project terminated. Shotnal EI failed in clinical phase 1, project terminated. Obiax successfully passed phase 1, decision need to move to phase 2. That's good news. And update from HR. There were some complaints of Cindy Laurent, head of medical. Oh, the score is going down again. So I guess I'm not the best in hiring these people for medical. But the first time I earned a badge that we moved something to phase 3. That's great news. For example, you see this then if you click on score, you can see here your certificates, your one drug brought to phase 3, and we have now already an expert score of 1262. So let's see, clinical development, decision needed to move to phase 2. And discovery and research pipeline is empty. That's unfortunate, so maybe I can buy something, but first I want to take a look at human resources. And I guess Cindy Laurent needs to be replaced. I go for Caroline T. Schmidt and hire her. Okay, let's see if this brings some success. Engagement 58 and 0.67. Clinical data management is also not so good from the engagement score, so maybe I will replace this guy. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's give him another chance. So business development, phase 3 for 412 million. We have 196, so this could be enough because we only have to pay the first rate when we buy. But let's increase our debt, that we are prepared to buy this. A clinical phase 3 would of course be great. So, and we compete against Ostris 42 and 3 more farm research. And Ostris already made a bid. 3 more increased to 272 billion, so they have the same as us, but let's go a little bit higher. So now we have over 400 million. Target seems okay. Not perfect, but not so bad. Let's hope that nobody else is. Oscars went a little bit up. Probability success is 54%. Yes, so we have a new phase 3 compound in our portfolio, and of course now we need to, and we have enough money to finance this. So let's go to finance. I think I increased the debt a little bit, and I'm quite confident in my company now. I'll buy some of my own shares back. So discovery research is still empty. Now let's go to the next quarter. Oh, Innopedox phase 2 takes longer than planned. Unfortunately, we haven't scheduled. Study startup and site initiation took longer than expected, so we started later with recruitment. Okay. Okay, but we have another compound in discovery and research. We don't have money anymore. Let's increase a little bit the debt, and clinical development looks good, and the share price is at 108, so I will maybe sell some of my shares just to have a little bit more cash. Maybe I need this in the future. And drug safety, there's a warning signal here. This is Hosimab. The phase 3 that we just bought had one SUSA. And what is a SUSA? Let's see. A SUSA is, if a SAR is unexpected, it's called a suspected unexpected serious adverse reaction, SUSA. This means the reaction's nature or severity doesn't align with the drug's known safety profile, including labeling and the investigator's procedure. SUSAs must be reported to the relevant drug regulatory authorities. So Maybe this is one exemption or whatever. Let's hope that it's nothing serious, and keep on going with this drug. So I will not stop the development of the project right now. And let's take a look into business development, clinical phase 1 billion, no, maybe not nice. And human resources, medical is a little bit better now. So let's keep this and go to next quarter. Inopedics phase 2 takes longer than planned. We are behind in data acquisition and entry. Wow. Casemiro successfully completed phase 2. Decision needed to move to clinical phase 3. That's really good news. The results met all primary endpoints, demonstrating promising efficacy and safety profile in line with our expectations. That's good news. Wow. And we have a new compound in the research pipeline. Let's go for that. And move it to phase 3. Okay, we have still some money left. I will buy some shares. We have 120 and it goes up and up. I will buy some shares. So, okay, and drug safety, no signal anymore. Let's hope this is kept. And here we have a preclinical compound, not of interest for me. Next quarter. Only the interest rate have changed. Here another success. The second phase 2, phase 3 trial batch that we earned. And we have a new project in discovery and research. So what are our phase 3 projects doing? Cataminor, 1.5 years, still to go. Casemiro 2.75 years. And Hosumab is 3 years still to go. Okay. Business development, preclinical, I'm not interested. And our share price is 137, which is great. So maybe I will sell just a few. Next quarter. Nivetin successfully passed the discovery phase. Okay. Oh, drug safety. Again, Hosumab. Seems to be a borderline candidate, but it's oncology. To be honest, there are always more unexpected adverse events, so I will keep this as it is. Human resources still looks good, but we are not making progress in clinical data management with the engagement rate. Let's replace Roman Paul. Oh, it's Lars Helmstedt. Okay. Let's see if this improves the situation in clinical data management. Okay, let's go for next quarter. Qlugo successfully passed discovery phase. Sigurel successfully passed discovery phase. That's really great. So we can move both of these compounds here to the next research stage. Clinical development still looks good. I think, let's see, preclinical compound, a lot of interest. I will more concentrate on the later ones. Go for next quarter. Financial update. Nothing more. Again, drug safety. Hopefully this isn't making too many problems. Let's see. Preclinical, $89 million. Human resource is still the same, so maybe Lars Hemshed was not the best to get there. Financial, we had 169. So really great development of our shares. Let's go for next quarter. Nivetin failed in preclinical phase. The project is terminated. Herocitan completed phase 2. Decision needed to move to clinical phase 3. Wow. And here we have moved to clinical phase 3. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 clinical phase 3 compounds. So hopefully one of these will make it to the market. Drug safety, still we have a problem with the Hosumab tool compound. And we have another phase 3 for $541 million. So let's see if I sell some of my shares to have enough money to get at the bidding process. And as I said before, you can just click here to make this a little bit faster. Peak sales 600. This is why it's so cheap, I guess. 600 million. Target is okay. So we are higher, better than Belsong Biologics. Oh, toxicity is a problem, so I guess I will not go for that one. So next quarter, Inopedox successfully completed phase 2. Decision needed to move to clinical phase 3. Wow. Another phase 3 compound. So move to phase 3. And it's a quite cheap phase 3 with 90 million. It's cardiovascular. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 phase 3 compounds. So this is really, really a good chance to be successful in the future. So, because you know the probabilities are not so high from phase 1 to product on the market, so it's around 8 to 20%. So, but we are already in phase 3, so I guess it's around 50% chance per compound. So I think a quite good bet that we are currently doing. Business development, clinical phase 1, not interested. Next quarter. Cigarelle, pass. We can move something to clinical development. Next. And our first compound, Cataminoir, was successfully completed. It has successfully completed the phase 3 trial, so we can now submit it to the agencies. So the email from Marcy McCarthy, my head of clinical operations, we made it. Fantastic news. Our clinical trial team achieved an important milestone. Cataminoir has successfully met primary and secondary endpoints, demonstrating clear efficacy and safety profiles in line with our expectations. We can move the project to regulatory for submission to the agencies. So excited to share this fantastic news for patients and our company. Wow. Next. Okay, and we have another phase 3 compound, which is OPX. Wow. So we are quite successful here in this round. So decision needed, move to clinical phase 1. Let's finance this. Let's go for clinical development. Here we have Cataminoir. Decision is needed to move to submission. We move it to submission. We move this to clinical phase 3. And we finance the CRL in phase 1. And here you can first time see, if you click on regulatory and commercial, that we are in Cataminoir now in submission. It's Cataminoir. And if I click here, you can see this will be our packaging. And we have an NPV of 2.7 billion, peak sales are expected at 950 million per year, and the patent expires in 11 years. So 11 years maybe to earn, if we get a fast submission, fast approval by the agencies. So let's see. Business development, phase 2. Let's go for this phase 2 compound. So both Gisel Bio and Inopede are currently the highest bidders. Let's see if we win, or if Crazy Farm is also going to bid the highest amount that's possible. Three highest bidders. Yeah, okay. But nice auction. Okay, let's go to the next quarter.
Good news for patients. A new treatment option was just approved.
So we received the first approval from the regulatory agencies for Cataminor, and it's now on the market. So I think we will have less. Wow! So we earned a new badge. We earned first an approval research an approval badge. We earned a research badge for moving a project to clinical, and we earned another phase 3 badge. Wow! And if we look at our score, it's already 11,000, and we have 1, 2, 3 badges, and phase 3 even with 5. So really nice news. Clinical phase 2. Clinical development, everything's funded. Oh no, here. This is not funded, the phase 3. Research, no. And we are at $323, and our pipeline value is already 25 billion. Wow. Next quarter. Well, failed in preclinical phase. But we have another product in our research pipeline. And let's see, we have enough money, so maybe we reduce our interest a little bit. Let's sell 1% of our company and reduce our debt maybe to 0. No, not yet. Still 400. Okay, but let's see. We already made 165 million sales. If we go to finance, we can see this here. But we still made a loss in the last quarter because we had a cost of sales of 63 million and R&D project 78. So a lot of spending here. And of course, financing the debt was also expensive. So it was quite good that we reduced it a little bit. I will sell. We'll reduce a little bit the debt. So 200 million debt still. Phase 1 for 232. We don't have money yet here. We will not enter the bidding process. We have enough in phase 3, I would say. Pixan successfully passed discovery phase. Move to preclinical. Still have a Hosema problem. We could put it on hold but as it's oncology and there's only one SUSA, maybe this can still be helpful for patients. New project. Business development, phase 3, ask 248. That seems quite cheap. Let's go for it. Let's pick 280 million. Click just here to make it a little bit faster. Quite attractive project. So it's Ocha Digi, an oncology product, and it's digital, so it's a kind of app. Peak sales are quite low. I think this is why the price is low. Toxicity is 0 because it's a digital product. And success probability to approval is 43%. So let's keep the fingers crossed that we make it. Yes! Another phase 3 that we can add to our portfolio. And let's see. Oh, we don't have enough money. I will increase a little bit. So that looks good. Regulatory and commercial, 600 million already. And discovery and research. Let's see, maybe I show you how to sell a product. So we have web map, and I mark this now for sell. Let's go in business development if somebody is interested to buy it. Unfortunately not. Okay, so human resources. Oh, medical is doing really well, and also clinical data management is doing now much better. That's good news. We have one new preclinical, another one, and Casimiro made it in phase 3. Next submission to the agencies. After Casimiro, sales forecast is lower. Oh, Casimiro, an additional competitor entered the market. This will lead to significant reduction of sales. Unfortunately, but we have another product now on the market, which is quite good. So let's first look at the preclinical projects. Move these, clinical development, move Casimiro to submission. And regulatory, we are already at 800, and Casimiro is now in submission. You see here. And we still have a kind of issue with Hosemap. And business development, there's a phase 3 for 2.4 billion. Cedino G. Let's see, maybe we can play with the big ones and go for the really expensive compounds. So we have Start Biotherapeutics and Chisel Bio, who already offer 1.359 billion. So we only have to do an upfront payment of 20%. So let's see. And 80% needs to be paid when we have a successful phase 3. And it's 2.7 billion peak sales here. Did I estimate it? Target looks good. We have the highest bidder together with Start Bio. But toxicity is not good. I will go back. So my tendency is not to buy too toxic compounds because of the potential drug safety issues. So next quarter. Hosumab is successful, phase 3. Wow. And controlling says this success will trigger a 340 million milestone payment to Slow Pharmaceutical upon successful completion of phase 3. So this was a deal when we won the auction of Hosumab. Okay. Sigurel failed in phase 1. Casimirumab, update on submission progress. FDA continues to having clarifying questions regarding our dossier. Regulatory is working on that. Approval not expected this quarter. Okay. And we have a new project in the pipeline. Let's go for that. We finance it. Clinical development. We move Hosumab to submission. And regulatory and commercial. 2 in submission. 1 marketed with patent. Business development. Somebody is interested on our Vivamab. You remember in last round we put this on for sale. So the success probability to approve is only 3%. Estimated cost to approval 369, and license amount asked to start the auction is 84 million. Let's clear for 86. And percentage of sales expected after product launch. Let's go for 6%, and let's enter the selling auction. So this time we are on top here, and we sell, and we wait for the bids of Ostquist 42, Gigantopharm, and Birdsong Logistics. Nobody's moving. Hmm, 58 million. Yeah, let's go a little bit down. Maybe they Ostquist 42 is also bidding 56 million, and Birdsong Logistics is doing nothing, only 42. Yeah, now 57. Go a little bit down. Come on. $66. Yeah, let's go down to 66 million. Oh, Gigantopharm is going to 68. Okay, we sell it to Gigantopharm. And with this, we transfer the project to the buyer, and we will get overall, if it's successful, 68 million. If it will make to product launch 6% of the sales, and we will get upfront payment of 15% of this sum, and successful phase 2 50%, and successful phase 3 35%. Okay. Clinical development, regulatory, still nothing in submission. Okay, here we have a new project, and the decision is needed. Move to preclinical. Business development is a phase 1 for 60 million. Okay, we will go for that. Regulatory and commercial still in submission, so it takes quite long for these compounds. Enter the bidding process. faster. Toxicity is okay. So I will offer 60 million. And it seems like slow farm therapeutics and start biotherapeutics are not going higher. So this is our compound. Clinical development, and we will finance that. Okay, no project here. Next quarter. Hosumab EMA continues to have clarifying questions. Approval not expected this quarter. And we have some new projects in the pipeline. So this looks good. Maybe I will reduce a little bit the debt to avoid paying interest rates. And go for next quarter. Chemsulfon successfully passed preclinical phase. Idumab failed in preclinical phase. Rapscan failed in discovery phase. Biotech successfully completed phase 3. The next submission to the agencies. Wow. Casimirumab update on submission projects. There have been some issues with the CDISC submission format. We are working on it. Approval is not expected this quarter. And Hosumab continues to have clarifying, the CFDA continues to have clarifying questions regarding your dossier. Regulators are working on it. So it seems this takes much longer than expected. So move to phase 1. Now we have a new phase 1 compound. Here, 2 ones. We can move to submission. Another one. A phase 3 for 510. Not bad. I will reduce the debt. And we can take a look at the finances. So still we are making losses. Overall, wow, lucky me. Another successful phase 3 trial. This is of course much easier in the beginner mode. The probabilities are more realistic in the advanced, and then of course in the expert mode. And if you're interested, we still have CDISC submission format problems, and the CFDA continuously has questions on our dossier. So wow, decision needed. This one, move to submission. Ihumatub successfully passed preclinical phase. Decision needed to move to clinical development. Another one to clinical development, INN 0027.
Good news for patients. A new treatment option was just approved.
And we received approval for Inopedox, one of our pipeline. Accept successfully passed phase 1. Decision needed to move to clinical phase 2. And approval not expected this quarter for Casimiramab.
Good news for patients. A new treatment option was just approved.
And another success. We have Hericitan on the market. And first time we received also received an approval, a research badge and a leadership badge because we have the engagement on average over 80%. So we did something really good regarding our management team. Wow. So we move it here. Okay, let's see. Human resources. Really, this looks really fine. Now a really high engaged team. It could be a little bit better in effectiveness here in medical. Not sure how to do this. And of course, let's take a look at regulatory. We have Inopedox now with 78 million. We have 756 million with Cataminor. That looks really, really great. Okay, with this, I will stop for now. So I guess you could see how to be successful in the Pharma R&D Manager game. And you saw that you can learn a lot about pharma pipeline management, the drug development process, leadership, and the different R&D departments. If you are interested, please take a look at our pharma-game.com website. The game is available for Windows PC, for example on Steam, and will be in the future also available for Apple iPads. If you are a pharma or a consultant company and you're interested in a business license for your company intranet, please don't hesitate to contact us. Take a look at the links below for more information. Hope you had fun while learning. Thank you and keep on gaming.